What's up, you guys? And this is a mark with a mouth. What's up, boys and girls? It is me, that guy, Tommy, and I am here with another Mark with a Mouth edition for you. And again, kind of in defense of, kind of like I did with my Sasha and Charlotte feud video, kind of an in defense of thing. This time, of course, as you can see in the title, we're talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Bill Goldberg. Okay, now the reason I decided to do this was because I've heard a lot of talk lately about how, that Goldberg is overrated. That is only slightly true. Only slightly. And the reason I say only slightly is because I do think while Goldberg can be hyped up too much, I don't think it's entirely fair to completely say he's overrated. The guy's done some amazing things. Now, I will, argue the points that people do have against him, and I will counter some of those points. Let's start with the fact that his matches don't go very long. Okay. Yeah, you guys are right. He has short matches. He's a big, intense guy who that's his gimmick, and maybe he can't wrestle that long. Not every guy's a Dean Malenko. Not every guy's Eddie Guerrero. Their argument could be made that some people could say that Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, and Chris Jericho are overrated. You can make that argument. You'd be wrong, of course. In most cases, I mean, it's not like those guys could wrestle their way out of a paper bag or anything. They could wrestle a paper bag and get like a 5-star match. Except Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero could wrestle a paper bag and get in a 5-star match. Because Eddie Guerrero could have done anything he wanted. Okay, let's move on. So, Goldberg, yeah. So he has the short matches. Okay, cool. Another critique of Goldberg is that he isn't the most technical wrestler in the ring. There are many wrestlers who are not technically sound, but are still going to go down as the best of all time. Hulk Hogan wasn't the most technically sound during his WWE run, but still going to go down as one of the greatest. There are a lot of guys like that. That's not really a fair argument, really, because as much as I love guys like Junkyard Dog and everything like that, technically he wasn't the most sound either. But he's still one of the greatest of all time. Whether you love him or hate him, Big Show, he's gonna go down as one of the best of all time. Wasn't technically sound. Andre the Giant, guys like this, they're not the most technically sound wrestlers in the world. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being the most technically sound wrestler in the world. There's nothing wrong with being Kurt Angle, or like I said, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Jericho, Sami Zayn, guys like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think that's a fair argument to say, oh, he's not the best in the world because he can't wrestle like them. That's wrestling. You're gonna get different styles. Just because if a guy does lucha libre doesn't mean he's technically sound. Doesn't mean he does lucha libre. There's a lot of hurricane ranas in that, and they do them beautifully. Does that mean that they can't wrestle? No, it just means they wrestle a different style. So Goldberg. And for Goldberg, there's this argument that his one kick injured Bret Hart. This is an argument I understand. I understand that his thrust kick, caught Bret wrong. Caused the concussion, ended his career essentially. But it's wrestling. This could have happened on any given day. How many times did Bret take the sweet chin music from Shawn Michaels? Granted, probably more times than you would have liked to, given at the time. But it could have happened anytime. It could have been any wrestler can have their career cut short by any random move. That's why we as fans love it so much, because we know what these guys are putting themselves on the line for. Any move can injure wrestlers. A suplex can. A DDT can. Anything can. So I don't think it's fair to say Goldberg's overrated simply because of points like that. The reason why I think he's one of the greatest, the reason I think he is because actually, no, I was going to say one thing, but I'm going to save that point to the very last. One reason I think he's so great is because he was able to have that look and intensity that WCW at the time needed, and that a lot of wrestlers and fans to this day still like. When he did the whole run from WCW of the undefeated streak, is because that's what the company needed him to do. It could have fallen flat on its face. It didn't, because Goldberg carried it. He had that air of mystery about him. He had that intense look about him, and he had the matches necessary to make it work. You can't get mad at the guy for doing what he was paid to do. You can't get mad at them saying go out there and destroy everybody, and he goes and does it. It's like getting mad at John Cena for doing the things John Cena can wrestle. He just doesn't do it to the technical level he's capable of because they don't let him. I've seen matches where John can wrestle. People don't like to acknowledge that because they just want to harp on the fact that he does. Oh yeah, and he does do it too much, in my opinion. I agree with that. That doesn't mean he can't wrestle. Doesn't mean he sucks. It just means that he's doing what the people who are behind him are telling him to go do. That's what Goldberg did. Another point is that they say, oh, they build him up to look too strong. That goes right back to what I just said. That's like more of a thing on the company, not the guy in the ring. Now, do I think Goldberg could have, maybe done a technically sound match with him? Probably not. Maybe not. Maybe that's why he had to be that monster guy, because that's what he was good at. You don't make a guy do technical stuff if he can't do it. We've seen that go wrong. If a guy cannot do the technical aspect to a certain degree, don't make him. Powerhouse. Nothing wrong with that. There's tons of ways to wrestle. You can wrestle like Abyss and be the best big man wrestler. You can wrestle like Ricochet, be the best high flying wrestler. You can wrestle like John Cena, be the big babyface who does 5 moves and wins the match. You can wrestle like AJ Styles, who's pretty much, to me, all around wrestler. In my opinion, he can do it all. You can be Okada, same way. Kenny Omega, you can go from the junior heavyweight to the heavyweight division and still be as good as you were in any division. You can do that. If you're and even if you're like, and that's just maybe you're a women's wrestler who women who are just straight luchadoras, like Sexy Star and Lucha Underground. You can do the all around stuff like Jade, aka Mia Yim in TNA, or you can be the super beast wrestlers like Alpha Female, Jessica Havoc, and Amazing Kong. You can do all that because that's wrestling. And my biggest thing of why I don't think it's fair to call Goldberg overrated is because, to me, from interviews I've read of him and in stories I've watched, is like, I don't think that he lets it go to his head as much as people think it does. I think this whole thing of coming back was just so he could maybe have one more go at it, and then then just completely once and for all just say, okay, that's it, I'm done. And if people harp on him for that, then my God, you have to be mad at the Undertaker. You have to. You cannot be mad at Goldberg for doing this and then say, oh, it's okay for the Undertaker. It's okay if Ric Flair wants to come back or if Shawn Michaels wants to come back. You can't have it both ways. You pick one or you pick the other. It's either completely okay or it's not at all. If you do not like Goldberg for a variety of reasons, like I said, the ones I mentioned, I understand. That's fine. If you want to call him overrated, that's fine. But call him overrated in context. Don't just say he's overrated and doesn't deserve anything, because that's not true. That's not true at all. In a time when WCW was having a literal war of ratings with WWE, was doing everything they could to beat them, they went with their strengths. NWO, the Cruiserweights, Goldberg. Yeah, other guys in there do, Diamond Dallas Page, Harlem Heat, all those kind of guys, and that worked too. But, okay, name something from WCW besides what I just named, and now you see my point. That's what worked. Did they have to overhype Goldberg to a degree? Yes. Was it completely overhyped all the time? I honestly do not think so. I think Goldberg, he deserves all the props that he's been getting, because he had to be that guy. He had to be the guy, the man, the dude, whatever. That's what he had to be, and he was it. And you can read stories and watch DVDs. He had problems with Vince Russo in command of the writing and everything. But when he lost the title, did he up and leave the company? Did he say, "Forget this, I can't be champion, so I'm not going to do it anymore"? No, never said anything like that. He was there. He got frustrated with Vince Russo, like so many people did, wrestlers, fans, and otherwise. Dang it, Vince Russo. Anyway, those are my thoughts. And, what do you guys think? If you think I'm completely wrong, come at me. Let's do it. Give me what you got. Come on with it. Come on. If you like this video, hit the like button, share button, and subscribe button. If you didn't like this video, hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Minasan, sayonara. Peace.